Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the Zaku 3. And yeah, we got the level 2 here in space. I did it on 650, which it can hang with 650. Can. More so in space. And then the second match was with some friends on the ground at 600. And yeah, the Zaku 3. I'm getting off some thoughts here. I think it has some downsides and some positives to it. Well, I guess we'll start off with the stats first. I forgot to grab the level 2 stats, so I have to go to fucking Reddit and get the level 1 stats, which level 1's 550, level 2 is 600. So I grabbed the 600 one. But the 550 suit, it has 18,500 HP, my bad. 15 ballistic and beam resistance, 30 melee resistance, 28 range strength, and 27 melee strength. It has 135 speed, and the rotation's pretty high too, so I'll mention that as well. 66 turn speed. And I believe, oh shit, okay, it gets to 72 on ground, so that's pretty damn high. So if you can see right there, it has some pretty high range and melee strengths, some pretty high melee resistance as well, but the beam resistance and the ballistic resistance is pitifully low. Like, I believe this is the third time I'm saying this, but those kind of resistances at this high of a cost is just... it's a death sentence, pretty fucking low, especially with some of the, I don't believe this thing has, no, it doesn't have, oh wait, it has a leg buffer, but I don't believe it's like a major leg buffer, because I still nearly get my legs broken in some of the matches I've played today, so, might not be, it's only like a level 1 or something, so, pretty paper, if I do say so myself. Especially after playing it. But you know, you get some weapons here. So we'll start with the primary weapons. You got the bayonet beam rifle, which is the R-Jarge's beam rifle, which is a pretty good beam rifle. But I do have some problems with it with this suit. First, you know, it's got 1,350 power to it, and of course you get the 10 rounds, so you can just spam it, or you can charge each one, which makes it pretty good. 350 range. Not sure about it higher cost, but You also have the Zaku 3 beam saber. That's 2,400 damage. Pretty nice. It almost feels like it has a Federation downswing, which is pretty good because you know Federation downswings. I don't think it's exactly that, but it feels like it. Jesus Christ, when you get hit by that. Secondary weapons, it has the mouth beam cannon, the head beam cannon, the vomit, the barf beam. That one is about 550 damage, and it has 20% heat rate. It has short range of 250 damage. It almost reminds me, I'm pretty sure it is. It's just the Kapul's laser beam, but it's on your head, and it even stuns the same way too, where it takes 4 hits, which I don't know how I feel about that. You can also boost while using it, unlike the Kapul's laser beam attack, so that can be useful for charging in on people. You also have the torso beam launcher, which is ×2. Each beam does 1,400 damage, 1,400 damage, 95% heat rate, and again 350 range. Pretty good. You have to stand still while firing it, but you know, if you're in space, you can kind of slide around and use it, you know. And then it has the, of course, since you're using the R-Jarge's beam rifle, you can use the beam bayonet, which, yeah, pretty good. 19,000 damage. Holy fuck, not 19,000 damage. 1,900 damage. Jesus Christ. That'll be fucking insane. And for some skills, you got a dodge roll. You got another, what I'm trying to say here, another general with maneuver armor. You also get marker, strange enough. So, you know, I guess if if somebody really hates your fucking guts, they can put a a support fire on you. But I do believe they buffed that skill, so I believe that skill you can just walk around in support fires, allied support fire, not enemy support fire, and you take less damage, which is nice. And then it's got the right shoulder buffer. It's got radar ability. I don't know what it means by radar too. And then of course aim back, force injectors. So I think it's pretty good in space. That's why I'm using it at 650, even though it's a 600 suit. Well, a 550 suit, but I have a level 2. But yeah, so the Zaku 3, for me, it feels a tad awkward to use. There's definitely some good things about the suit that I do like. For one, it's a Zaku, it's a Zeon suit. The best design is the Zaku, of course, the mono eyes. Mono eyes forever. I like the mouth beam. I don't like that it takes 4 hits to stun. They probably could have dropped that to 3. Keep that as like a secondary stun option, because this thing, I don't know what it is with it, but the Arjarja beam rifle does not. It feels really weird on this suit. I can't explain it. You'll see me this match, and I think the next match, where I just keep missing just easy to hit shots with it. Maybe because the Zaku has pretty high turn speed. I have to get used to it. But then again, I've seen other people, some friends even, who play the Arjarja, and they're trying to shoot with the Zaku 3, its beam rifle, and it just, they miss as well. There's something not quite connecting with this beam rifle, with the Zaku 3's turn speed. And I kind of, it's almost like the Gallus J, which I love playing the Gallus J, but I really hate the Gallus J's beam rifle because it doesn't track right. I can like turn around to shoot somebody, and then I'm turning around facing them, and I press the fire button, but my beam rifle hasn't caught up yet, and so I just barely miss, or just just shoots over their head or something weird like that. It almost feels like that's what's going on with this Arjarja beam rifle for the Zaku 3. It feels like it's just not catching up to the Zaku 3's turn speed. I really wish they would have gave this a second, an option of weapons to use. Maybe a bazooka. I know there's some concept art of it using a bazooka. If not, just give it like the Dryson bazooka, should be able to carry it. Just maybe a different kind of beam rifle. I believe, was it the Zuza was around here, so maybe you can use that, maybe? I don't know. You know what I'm getting at here? The Arjarja's beam rifle just feels really weird. It takes 2 hits to stun somebody with it, but a lot of suits at these higher costs have either maneuver armor or, what's that one I'm looking for? I almost want to, why am I thinking of force injectors? No, I can't believe it's just not in my mind right now. Damage control, there we go. A lot of suits have damage control, and so it's not going to take 2 hits to stun them. Also, by the way, mission complete. Take a look at that. My Zaku looks like a South American flag. That Q-Blade did really well. Yeah, he's going to get praise, and so is the guy that did the gold. And, yeah, 3rd place, 2 and 3. Pretty good pursuit assist and regular assist. And there's the second match on ground. But yeah, a lot of suits at these higher costs have maneuver armor or damage control, or they have an instant, stun weapon or weapon. So it kind of makes it hard for the Zaku to get a stun off unless it just has its beam rifle charged up first, and it takes a while for it to charge up if you miss. And again, like I said, it's really awkward to just hit with the beam rifle. So you're going to be, well, you might be better target, might be better aiming than I am. Maybe the intricacies, I don't fucking can't say a word today, the nuances of the Arjarja beam rifle. So maybe you'll hit it first. But I do like the torso beam guns, though. I like the damage they provide. Pretty easy to follow up on. Uh, Pretty long heat rate, I believe. So you don't want to like expend all of it. And I'm just gonna get double teamed to hell pretty much here. Uh, Also, this is a hover suit, which I do like that it's a hover suit. The melee can be a little bit wonky to get used to at first, but I played a few hover suits that can have a lot of melee on them, so I'm kind of used to it. I can get some melee combos off. But the problem is, I have to bring up is that, again, it's awkward to get a stun off. You have to catch them with your beam rifle, or you have to wait for a teammate to get a stun off. It's really weird. The head beam cannon, I think I already talked about that. I like that weapon, just wish it could stun like 3 maybe. 4 is a little bit too much to want to pull out, but it's pretty much, from what I heard from Honey, one of the friends I play with, he says he uses it kind of like Vulcans, which, I don't mind that. Yeah, it could be like Vulcans. So we just use it to pile on some extra damage, You can run here, get this bayonet slash, which you can use your hover to your utmost advantage here, where you can just stop in melee and you'll still shift forward, so you can probably surprise somebody. The only problem though is the beam bayonet's downswing. Instead of just having it carry your momentum, they use the GM Sniper's downswing, or the Aqua Gundam and Aqua GM's downswing, where it takes a step forward. And if you try to like come up to somebody and do that, it cuts off all momentum from your hovering, and you just fucking stop to do your downswing. They could have done like any other downswing for that, like maybe how the O does its downswing with its single beam saber, or something. Maybe like a Dom downswing with its heat saber. Like they could have done they could have done that downswing better. Yeah. But overall, though, I think the Zaku 3 is not a bad suit. Again, I just have to say, it's just very awkward to get things done with it. It can do those things. It's just, I keep saying it, oh my god, I have to play a drinking game now. It's just awkward to get there for its stuns. It is a pretty good, team-up suit. If you want to double team somebody. Although there's some suits I'd rather pick for that. I like to use my 550 Kapul with 600. Or just Dovin Wolves or Drysons. There's a lot of suits this suit has to compete with and be with that I feel like it just can't keep up with. Its range damage is pretty low since everybody's rocking beam defense. So you're not going to be racking up a whole bunch of damage just by shooting at people. The thing is, the stats that the Zaku 3 has, it kind of wants you to build in either direction you want. You can either go range or melee. But because of how little damage the Arjarja beam rifle does against people, you only have to rely on your torso beam gun, but you want to be careful when using that, or you'll overheat it constantly. So you just want to slide over to melee instead. But again, it's really hard to get into melee unless something else happens to that person first, or you're lucky enough to get your stun off. Maybe push with your team. If your team gets a stun on somebody, maybe wait for a dodge roll, then you go in and start fucking people up. That'd be a great idea. So it does do the general part right of being a general, but I think it almost feels too generally. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Too much of a general. It needs a little. It feels like it's missing something. I don't know what. Maybe it's because that it needs another weapon you can choose if you want. Like I said earlier, maybe it needs a bazooka. Like if you want to use a bazooka instead, get some burst damage off. That would be great. Just something. It feels weird. That's all I can say. It's just a weird suit to play. I don't mind it. Like again, it's a good suit. I can do good with it, and I've seen people do good with it, but it can just be very hard to get stuff off of it. In space, though, I do think it's pretty good in space. It has all the abilities I think, can make a really good suit in space. You got maneuver armor, and you got force injectors, and back, and you got melee on you too. Some pretty good melee with some reach to it, and some rapid fire beam damage, so you can get some constant damage off. So I do think it has some merit in space. You know what? The 550 Zaku 3 could be pretty good for mix-up mode potentially. But then again, you can pick a Dryson or something else. But yeah, I'll definitely have to get used to playing this suit a lot more, because I do want to play this suit more. I do like the Zaku 3. Just the way it looks. I like the Zaku line, the Zaku lineage, the royal Zaku lineage, the Zaku 1, the Zaku 2, and its many thousands of variants, and then the Zaku 3, which only has like 2. So they really cared about that suit. Ooh, hey, we got a quick kill. I think even there you can see where like I completely miss, but because of how the beam rifle works, how it drags behind, I managed to hit the support and killed him. Yeah, like I said, the Babu rifle, I don't know, is it the tracking that's broken? Was it like that for the R Jarja? Because I haven't played the R Jarja in a hot minute, but I've played the R Jarja. Last time I played the R Jarja, I even mentioned in my initial thoughts for the R Jarja that the beam rifle is really good. It is, to work in conjunction with the R Jarja, but here, on the Zaku 3, it just feels weird to do. I just can't explain why. Maybe you'll get what I'm saying when I'm talking about how the tracking is for the beam rifle. Maybe all the Gallus J players will know what I'm talking about, because it's on that suit too. But yeah, here we are with the mission completed for the second match here. And hey, top assist, awesome. We'll see what we got going on here. Just gonna praise some people, I guess. Hitman, because he did pretty good with that Unit 4. And hey, second place, 2 and 2, pretty good pursuit assists, and regular assist again. So this thing can do pursuit assist and assist pretty well, because it's got the rapid fire beam rifle and the torso beam guns. So I don't think this suit's bad at all. Honestly, I'll probably say average, maybe a little bit above average. It feels like a 2-star. I know a lot of people are like, why the fuck is the Kapul 3-star? The Zaku 3's 2-star. But you know what? I can definitely see why the Zaku 2, Zaku 3, the Zaku 3 is a 2-star. Yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up the initial thoughts here. Again, these are initial thoughts. So maybe, I guess tomorrow I'll have like a set of really great Zaku 3 matches, and my whole world perspective will change. And I'll go, oh, you know what? The Zaku 3 is actually not that bad. It is A tier. It's double S tier in this game. But no, maybe I'll give it a few weeks and we'll see where the Zaku 3 is at. Because I do like it. It has some pretty good weapons, but it's just... Okay, so let's slow it down. We'll get off the main points for this. Positives. It's got good weapons. Pretty good damaging weapons. With the torso beam gun. And the melee potential is pretty high. Got really good melee, except for that beam bayonet downswing. It has, the skills that you want to have on the ground and in space. And also you can modify it to where you can have high range or high melee. And honestly, you can kind of modify it to where you can get some high beam defense or high melee resistance. But leading into the negatives, it already starts out with 15 beam resistance at high cost, which is deadly for a suit that fucking thick. So you kind of have to you're forced to put beam resistance on it anyway. And because of how the weapon feels wonky, it may just be me. Everyone else might have a differing opinion on that, but the Jar rifle feels really wonky to do. It's not, and of course, because of the way the rifle works, it might not be reliable in most matches, since a lot of high cost suits tend to have damage control or maneuver armor. Maybe a combination of the both. This thing will have to contend with the Dryson and the Dovin Wolf at this cost at 600, so be wary of that. It also has some pretty low leg health, or at least noticeably low leg health. I think I've only gotten my legs broken once, but I had a lot of close calls. I guess another negative you want to put in, if you're not used to a hover suit, sometimes getting that second melee swing in is going to be hard. I've seen a lot of people, they go in for their melee, like their neutral swing, and they'll just zip right by me and then do their swing, and they'll just completely miss. They're not used to playing it, you know. And of course, I think I already mentioned it's big and low beam resistance. But yeah, I think that's going to cover it for the Zaku 3. Again, I think it's an alright suit. I'll have to play more of it. I just wish they would have gave us another weapon choice. I really hope if they do the other Zaku 3s, you know, like the sleeves version, or Chucklefuck from the Chucklefuck custom from Double Zeta, the dude with the rose. I can't remember his name, and if I do, I don't think I could pronounce it correctly in 1,000 years. The one that was simping for Haman, they could do his custom. Maybe he will come with a different kind of weapon, and I'd be fine with that. Our Jar weapon's not for me. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. And if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And, you know, type up in the comment section what you feel about the Zaku 3. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I like it. I like the Zaku 3. I like the way it kind of plays. And I feel like it can do some pretty good stuff. It's just, you know, as I mentioned before, it's just weird to get stuff out and try to do things with it. But, you know, if you can, it can do those things, if that makes sense. But, you know, these are initial thoughts, like I said earlier, so this can change completely in the next few weeks. Maybe I'll figure out how to play. I'll crack the code for the Zaku 3. Or maybe you guys already have, and you're enjoying your time getting like 1,000 first place in a row, which I hope I can get that too. Love to play more of this suit. And yeah, with that, I'll see you guys later. Bye.